Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Financial Focus with Delta Jones Walker, owner of Atled Financial. I'm so excited to join you once again. It doesn't seem like it's been a month already. I'm your host, yes, Chelsea Whittington, also known as C-Wit. And every month, Delta pens a column for the Chicago Crusader that talks about a different area of financial focus. And your article this month, Delta, is so timely as we approach the deadline for Census 2020. And the title of the article is how the census impacts your bottom line. But before we go into that, I'll let you do your disclaimer.
All right.
And then we will get into this conversation as we give people an opportunity to log on. Disclaimer.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Securities and advisory services offered through Woodbury Financial Services, Inc., member of SIPC, as well as FINRA. Insurance services offered through Atled Financial Group, 717B Main Street, Schererville, Indiana, 46375, which is not affiliated with Woodbury Financial.
All right.
Okay.
So, Delta, we are in census season, and everywhere you turn, you hear radio commercials, you see ads, you see billboards, you name it, emails to fill out the census, but for some odd reason, we, as particularly in communities of color, we're not doing it. What's going on?
Well, I would say, first of all, a lot of people are like, what is the census?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want people to know that it is a national survey that counts everyone in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
It is so important for us to be counted because when you are counted, that helps add money to your community. It lets you know who's within the community, and if we need additional representative, Congress and the House of Representatives.
Right.
So those are the two
main
things that people really need to concentrate on. I don't want anyone to be afraid to complete the information because of the fact, no, they cannot use that information and give it to the federal government to say you are an immigrant or you have too many people in your household. You just want to have every individual, every baby, every person that's in a shelter, every person that's a homeless person.
Mm-hmm.
You want everyone to be counted because that's more money to our community.
Exactly, and that's why I said I knew that I wanted to talk to you about it because you are a finance person.
Yes.
And I, also as a small business owner, we know that infrastructure and dollars that are poured through census money help impact our surrounding areas for our businesses. It impacts whether or not people move into these areas to support our businesses. So just talk a little bit about, before we talk about the individual census importance in households, from a financial standpoint for, say, business owners like me, why should the census matter to me?
Because those individuals that are being counted, that is money that's coming in the community. If there is a shortfall or need, as a result, the government will help in assistance. But how can they know to help for assistance if we're not counted?
Exactly. And it just kind of worries me because I am sitting on a variety of committees, volunteering my time or working with other organizations that are promoting the census. And what we are finding is that people are thinking that their personal information will be used for other circumstances. Can you clarify that?
So first and foremost, I want the listening audience to know that all they're doing is taking account. They're not asking you if you are citizenship. They are not concerned about what is going on in your household. The only concern that they have is your age, your race, male or female. And you're counted. That's it.
That's it.
So as far as them asking you, are you a citizen? As far as you feeling that they're going to take your information and turn it over to the federal government, your personal information, this is all that they're asking, nothing else. If you have someone that's asking you beyond that, it is not going towards your citizens. As well as you can do it online.
That's right.
You can go online, or you could call in. You don't have to have a physical person come in your home.
Although they are coming now because you haven't gone online. That's
Right.
why they're knocking on our doors.
That's why they're knocking on your door. But you had 3 ways to reach out to be counted for the census. Your mail-in information that start being mailed to individuals,
Back in June,
like in May.
In May.
No,
Might have been
March.
April.
It
Okay.
started mid-March. So the mail, you could go online yourself, or you can in turn call. And the 1-800 number for you to call, listening audience, would be 1-800-923-8282. Again, that number is 1-800-923-8282. And they will fill out the information, the census data, on the phone with you.
And then the website is census.gov. It's that simple. So one of the things you discuss in your article, you talk about the federal programs. And I wanted to hit on that because, again, that programs like, say, SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, that ultimately, for some of us, impacts our bottom line on how much we would or wouldn't spend on food based on the assistance you get from the government to close that gap on the shortage in your budget, right?
Right, but if you are not counted, the federal government doesn't realize that we have the need, or participants within our community
Have the need.
So as a result, the funds that they would give, they're gonna give to another community because of the fact we have not been counted.
See.
So listening audience, it is so important. And everyone that's listening today, you probably said, well, Delta, Chelsea, I've already been counted. That is great. But there's someone that you know that has not been counted. And by having the discussion, you can find out that they have not been counted, and you're like, okay, well, we gotta hurry up and get you counted. Again, you can go online, you can call the 1-800 number. I would not do any mail-ins at this point.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Yeah.
I would just do online,
Yes.
or I would call the 1-800
Yes,
number.
because the deadline to complete the census is September 30th. And another one of the federal programs that I wanted to mention that I just felt like you hit spot on are the housing choice vouchers.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So if they
Yes.
don't know we're here and you need assistance with housing, which again impacts our community
It
and the
does.
viability and the attractiveness of people moving in,
It does.
bottom line.
So once again, when we're talking about our community and making sure that we have dollars within our community, it all positions back to completing your census.
Completing the census. I just love the fact that we have joined forces in so many different areas and community activities and organizations to get the word out, and I'm just kind of like baffled, like what else can we do that will help get the word out as far as making sure that we get the monies. It is my understanding, just for the city of Gary alone, that for every person who sends out the census, who completes the census, that means an additional $2,359 per person, and that's just in Gary. So I'm thinking, what about all of Lake County, our whole region? Because so goes Gary, so goes the region, and we're among the lowest community of the response rate. We're still under 50%.
Wow,
That's not good, right?
that is not.
So I'm rushing out here to Atled Financial to talk to Delta Jones Walker. Maybe they trust you, Delta. Delta is telling you to complete
Yes.
your census
Please
today.
complete your census. Chelsea just shared some information with me that I was not aware of. I didn't know that
We're under 50%.
Gary, Indiana, that she just spoke of, is under 50% in their census count. So listening audience, please, if you have done it, that is phenomenal. But I need you to reach out to 5 people, everyone that's on this call, this broadcast, reach out to 5 individuals to see if they have been counted, and just say, look, it is not going to affect you. Yes, it will affect you, because if we are not counted, that's less dollars in our community.
Right.
If we are counted, that is more dollars and more help within our community. And we, at this point in time, you see what is going on. Everyone needs some help, and you do not want the money to go to another community when we are a community that is in need because of not being counted.
And here's the thing too, when you say everyone needs help, there's some who may watch and say, well, it doesn't really apply to me. As for me and my house, we're good. But you never know what you might need in the future.
That's correct.
And the census only occurs every 10 years. So how do you know how you're going to be doing, whether or not your life will change if you have children? Just get counted, right?
Get counted.
But I got to call this to their attention in your article, Delta. It also impacts student loans.
Oh, yes.
And the dollars that are available to Amber perked up, like what?
Yes.
Student loans. And the dollars that are available for federal assistance. So maybe you're not in college now, or you have a child who's not in college now, but if you don't complete the census, those dollars or fewer dollars may be available to assist with those federal loans to go to school.
So once again, go be counted. Those dollars may not be a concern for you, but there's someone on your block that may need assistance, or there's someone on your block who has lost a loved one, and that lost loved one was the breadwinner.
Exactly.
So now that child that had a promising future is now trying to figure out, how am I going to make this work? But if you go get counted, federal assistance will fall in that person's lap.
Well, I thank you for emphasizing that, but I can't close out the broadcast without talking about Atled Financial proper, because we always have various discussions about things that impact our financial status.
Yes.
And so you have to emphasize the importance of connecting and building a relationship, as I have, with a financial advisor to help with these major life changes that you may have coming down the pike, whether it's going to college, whether it's getting ready for retirement, which is kind of starting to creep up in the back of my mind. So we'll talk offline, because better sooner than later to get ready for that. Estate planning, if you have a loved one, for those of you who are in the sandwich generation where you're taking care of children and taking care of parents, and you want to get that information together to make sure you know where everything is as you're caring for parents. So Delta, can you expound on all the amazing services that you provide to ensure that all of us stay financially focused?
Well, first and foremost, I invite anyone that has a concern or feel like this is the time now that they need to speak with a financial advisor. Contact Atled Financial. Our office number is 219-513-3710, and we will sit with you and have a complimentary consultation. But this right now is the time, and you don't necessarily state, I don't want you to say that I'm going to wait until I get my bills paid for.
I'm going to wait
until I get ready to retire, and then I'll go see her. And I have a story regarding that.
I love your stories. Share.
I had a client that was recommending me to someone else.
Okay.
And the person kept saying, we're going to wait. I'm going to wait until I get ready to retire. I'm going to see her
I'll catch up
next November. Well, next November is not coming for her because she transitioned. And it's kind of peculiar because of the fact she had not visited her beneficiaries for 15 years. So now people
to update your
are on her beneficiaries that really should not be. That's the first thing.
Okay.
And the second thing is, on her larger funds, she had no beneficiaries.
And guess who gets it?
And so she's leaving survivors. So now we have to go through a process.
And fight to say, it's me, I'm supposed to get it.
Really,
I am.
So I say all the time, you need to sit with an advisor. Please do not wait. We do not know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow is not promised.
Especially with COVID.
Right. So you need to make sure you get your financial affairs in order.
Mm-hmm.
Is it challenging? I would say review it like you're going to the doctor's office.
Yeah.
So if you review it like you're going to the doctor's office, then whatever feelings that you have going to the doctor's office, you'll probably have that same feeling coming here,
Mm-hmm.
but when you leave, you will have a sense of relief.
Yes, because you'll know whatever it is that ails you or that you want to improve on financially. And I just like for you to also reiterate that you don't have to have a lot of money to have a financial advisor.
You do
People
not.
get that so twisted all the time. They're like, well, I'm going to save. I'm going to wait again.
No.
And when I get $1,000 in the bank, then I'll go see Delta. Not true.
No. All I need you to do is you need to call the office and schedule a complimentary consultation. Our job here at Atled, we are financial holistic advisors. And our job is to help you get from point A to point B. And that is it.
That's it. And you're licensed in multiple states. So those of you who are watching in other states, you can do virtual consultations and they can also be clients of yours.
I am licensed in over 20 states.
See that? Ha.
As a result, we do teleconferences, we do Zoom appointments, and we get the job done.
Yes.
So for those individuals that have an interest, you can call our toll-free number, which is 800-631-4866. Again, that is 1-800-631-4866. And you can also visit our website as well as follow us, like our page on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter as well as LinkedIn.
Atled Financial. Delta, it's such a joy to see you.
It is as well.
And I'm ready to jump off the live so that you and I can talk about my next moves. I mean, you have sparked the fire under me about the whole retirement planning piece. If you're looking for assistance with saving, you have a special project coming up. You want to buy a house. You want to take a trip. You want to do some renovations. You need to financially plan for that. And she is the individual, and along with her team here in Cherville, to get the job done. Again, fill out your census. We'll post everything in the comments for the number to call or the website, census.gov. I thank you so much for joining us once again with Delta Jones Walker of Atled Financial. This is Financial Focus. We come here every month to check in on Delta and the team to make sure we are financially focused. I have been your host, C. Witt, Chelsea Whittington of C. Witt PR. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Be counted. Take care.